The elevator doors slide open with a soft chime. Ethan holds Julia's hand a little tighter as they step into the penthouse floor. Everything gleams golden trim, velvet carpet. Julia's eyes widen, the disbelief still dancing in her smile. They reach the door marked Honeymoon Suite. Ethan slides in the keycard. Inside, rose petals everywhere. A heart-shaped towel sculpture on the bed. Balcony doors wide open to an ocean view so stunning, Julia stops in her tracks. She turns to Ethan. "Okay, what's going on?" Ethan shrugs, still smiling, but his hands fidget in his pockets. "Maybe they think we look really in love." "We do," she says. "But this, Ethan." He walks over to the table where a small silver dome waits. Lifts the lid underneath, a ring box. Julia gasps. Ethan drops to one knee, suddenly serious, heart pounding. "I didn't book the suite because we already married. I booked it because I want us to be." Her hand flies to her mouth. Her heart beats so loudly she barely hears his next words. "I've loved you since the first time we traveled together. When your suitcase broke in the middle of Rome and we duct-taped it and kept laughing like we were invincible." Julia laughs through her tears. "I want to do this with you. The duct tape, the upgrades, the surprises. Forever. Will you marry me?" For a long moment, only the sound of waves crashing below. Then Julia kneels too. Throws her arms around him. "Yes. Oh my God, yes." They laugh into each other's shoulders. The camera pans wide, two people wrapped in a perfect, stolen moment, in a place meant for honeymooners who just became soon-to-be. Later that evening, Julia wears the hotel robe and stares at the diamond on her hand as the sun melts into the sea. Ethan pours 2 glasses of champagne, walks over to her. "Still think it was just luck?" She smiles. "No, it was love. And maybe a little bit of genius planning." They toast on the balcony, the stars beginning to prick the sky. Below them, music from the wedding hall plays faintly. A slow song. Ethan offers a hand. "Dance with me, almost wife." She takes it, grinning. Julia walks slowly toward the open balcony, the sea breeze brushing her hair back like a gentle whisper. She looks out, waves shimmer like glass under the sinking sun. Behind her, Ethan steps closer, watching her more than the view. "You flew us to a honeymoon suite," she says, her voice soft but unsure. "People don't do that without a reason." He leans on the balcony beside her, trying to play it cool, but there's nervous energy behind his smile. Can't a guy just give the woman he loves an unforgettable weekend? Julia eyes him carefully. "You've never been this smooth." He grins. "I've been rehearsing." That makes her laugh. But there's something real in her eyes now. Curious. Guarded. "Ethan, what are you not telling me?" He walks back inside, grabs the champagne from the ice bucket, pops the cork with a smooth pop, pours 2 glasses, hands her one. "Okay," he says, voice suddenly quieter. "There is something." She watches him, glass frozen at her lips. He pulls a small envelope from his jacket pocket. Not a ring box. Something stranger. "Open this." She takes it, brow furrowed, and peels it open. Inside, 2 boarding passes. Destination: Paris. Departure: Sunday. She looks up. "You booked a second trip." "I booked the first one 6 months ago," he says. "This one, I booked last week. After I realized I didn't want to just date you anymore." Her breath catches. "I want mornings. I want arguments about where to eat. I want forever." He steps forward. "But I didn't want to ask until I knew this was the moment you'd remember forever." She blinks fast, trying not to cry. "So, what are you saying?" He laughs nervously. "I'm saying, the ring's not in a box. It's in Paris. Waiting for you. If you say yes now, we'll find it together." She doesn't speak. She sets the champagne glass down carefully. Then she walks up, takes his face in her hands, and kisses him so deeply the air seems to still around them. When she pulls away, she whispers, "I was already yours. Long before this suite." He smiles, relief flooding his eyes. "So, Paris. She picks up her glass again. Only if we can throw rose petals off the balcony first. He laughs. Deal. They toast again, and the camera pans out slowly, two people dancing barefoot in a honeymoon suite, not married yet, but already building something even stronger than vows. Memories, wild love, and a weekend that turned into everything. The pool glows with golden reflections of the sunset. Gentle ripples. Laughter from a nearby couple. Ethan and Julia sit close in reclining chairs, legs touching, drinks in hand. She swirls her straw. You always get this quiet before something big. He turns toward her, studying her face like it's a painting he's memorized 100 times but still finds something new in. Sometimes I wonder, he says, if you know me too well. I do, she replies. That's why I know this suite, this view, this you, it's not just a getaway. He breathes out slowly. You're right. She leans in. Curious now. So what is it? Ethan takes her hand. Do you remember the first time we met? Julia laughs. You spilled coffee on me. Twice. And you still gave me your number. That day. I didn't just meet you. I met the rest of my life. Her eyes soften. He sits up, takes something from under the chair, small, velvet, unmistakable. Not flashy. Just right. He doesn't kneel this time. He just holds it out, honest and open. I was waiting for a perfect moment. But maybe the perfect moment is any moment you say yes. Julia stares at the ring, heart thundering. She looks at him, then out at the sunset, as if asking the sky for a sign before returning to his eyes. She nods. Tears blink back. Yes. They lean into each other, lips meeting in a kiss more tender than fireworks. No big crowd. No spotlight. Just a promise. Behind them, the sun dips low, painting the sky in orange and pink, just like the beginning of something beautiful. A hotel staff member claps quietly from a distance. Looks like the honeymoon suite was meant to be. Julia laughs into Ethan's shoulder. Looks like everything was. They stay there, wrapped in each other, as the lights come on, soft and warm, just like the future they've started building, one secret plan at a time. The pool lights glow underwater, turning turquoise as night sets in. Ethan and Julia remain side by side, the velvet ring box now resting between them like a quiet secret finally told. She runs her fingers along the edge of her lounge chair, then glances at him. You knew I'd say yes. I hoped. He smiles. But I was ready for any answer. As long as I still got to love you. Julia looks down at the ring again. It's simple. I love that. Like you, Ethan says, teasing. She chuckles. I'm not that simple. He laughs. Exactly. The server returns with another round of drinks, sparkling pomegranate and something fruity with a little umbrella. Julia raises her glass to Ethan. To the guy who can't stop scheming. He taps her glass. And to the girl who keeps catching me before I fall too deep. The glasses clink. Later, they walk the lit path back to the suite, barefoot, heels and shoes in hand. The night hums with soft crickets and waves crashing below. The resort is quiet, romantic, intimate. At the door, Ethan pauses before unlocking it. There's one more thing, he says. Julia raises an eyebrow. More than a surprise suite and a sunset proposal. He unlocks the door. Inside, the room has changed again, this time lit only by dozens of tiny flickering candles. On the bed sits a photo album. Handmade. Leather-bound. He nods toward it. Open it. She does. Page 1. A printed photo of them in that coffee shop, the day he spilled everything. Below it, handwritten captions. The day she made a mess worth falling for. Page 2. Rome. The duct-taped suitcase. A metro ticket taped in. Page 3. Their road trip. A flower from the motel vase. Their first fight. Their makeup kiss. Page after page, a love story written in real moments. Julia is speechless. Her hand lingers on the last page. It's blank except for one thing. Let's write the rest in Paris. Page 1. Honeymoon. Tears finally spill. She turns and wraps her arms around him, tight and wordless. He holds her, whispering, "This wasn't just a plan. It was a promise." Julia holds the note in her hand, eyes scanning the simple scrawl one more time. Midnight. Balcony. Dress in white. E. She glances at the white dress hung neatly by the window, soft, flowing, ethereal. It's her size. Of course it is. Ethan always notices the details. She slips it on, heart quickening. No clue what he's planning, and that's exactly what makes it exciting. The suite is quiet. The lights dimmed. Only the moonlight guides her as she walks barefoot to the balcony doors and opens them slowly. Outside, a path of tiny white candles spirals across the balcony floor. Twinkling fairy lights hang above, strung like stars trapped just for them. Ethan stands at the edge, dressed in white linen, barefoot, holding a single rose. He turns when he hears her. His smile is soft. "Certain. You found the dress." "You left me no choice," she says, laughing under her breath. "What is all this?" He gestures to the candle path. "A rehearsal." She blinks. "A rehearsal." He steps closer, offers his hand. "For the real thing. But tonight, let's just pretend it's already ours." She takes his hand, heart swelling, and follows him to the center of the candle spiral. There, he holds both of her hands and begins to speak, not reading, not rehearsing, just pouring. "Julia, you are the moment I stopped drifting and started dreaming. If tonight were the only wedding we ever had, it would be enough. Because I already choose you. 100 times over." Her lips part, breath catching. "This is crazy." He grins. "Exactly." From behind the balcony curtain, soft music begins to play. She doesn't know how. Bluetooth. Hidden speaker. Magic. They dance. Slow, close, under the moon. No guests. No vows. Just two people caught in a dream they're both awake for. At one point, she whispers, "What if I cry?" Ethan wipes a tear already falling. "Then I'll kiss every single one." They sway until the music fades, the candles flicker low, and the sea whispers its approval far below. Later, lying on a lounge chair wrapped in a blanket, head on Ethan's chest, she looks up at the sky and murmurs, "So, when's the actual proposal?" He kisses her forehead. "Oh, babe, that was just the rehearsal for the proposal." She sits up slowly. "What?" He pulls a second note from his pocket. Hands it to her. She reads it, laughing out loud. "Tomorrow. Sunrise. Beach. Come barefoot." He winks. "If you thought tonight was romantic, wait till you see what I do with a sunrise." She smiles, shakes her head, and lays back into his arms. Ethan pulls back just enough to look into her eyes. "I was so scared you'd say no." Julia laughs through her tears. "You should have been more scared that I'd tackle you before you finished asking." He laughs, slipping the ring on her finger, his hand slightly shaking. "It looks better than I imagined." She holds it up to the moonlight, and it catches the glow like it was made for this very night. "You knew my size. I've been planning this for months. You talk in your sleep, remember?" She gasps. "You didn't. Size 6.5. No chunky diamonds. Your words." He smirks. She leans her head on his shoulder. "You're ridiculous." "I'm yours," he says. "You remember everything," she says. "I only remember the things that matter." A breeze sweeps through, catching one of the candles and snuffing it out gently. They watch it go without moving. After a while, Julia turns her head, eyes dancing. "What happens now?" Ethan grins. "Now, we sneak into the hotel kitchen, steal leftover cake, and toast with bad champagne." She laughs. "Perfect." They stand, barefoot and glowing. Before stepping inside, Julia pauses and looks back at the night sky. "This really is the beginning, isn't it?" Ethan wraps an arm around her waist. "The beginning of every Tuesday, every Sunday, every sleepy morning, and every wild plan." She glances at him, voice still husky from sleep. "How long were you planning this?" He turns his head toward her, grinning. "Months. But I was sure from the first day I met you." She smirks. Really? Day 1. You yelled at me for cutting in line at the coffee shop. I did not yell, she laughs. He shrugs. You raised your voice. Passionately. I was hooked. Julia shakes her head, giggling. So you proposed because I'm assertive. You proposed because you knew I'd keep you in line. He leans in and kisses her forehead. I proposed because every version of my future had your laugh in it. Julia looks at him, a little more serious now. Are you scared? Of what? That it's all happening too fast. He takes a long breath, thinking. No. I'm scared of not doing it sooner. Of wasting even a day not calling you my fiancé. She bites her lip, the emotion swelling again. I love how you say that. What? Fiancé. He says it again in a dramatic, fake French accent. She groans, laughing. They lay there, wrapped in warm sheets and soft sunlight, the rest of the world forgotten for now. Her hand slips into his. They don't need to say much. The silence between them is filled with understanding. Then Julia turns, rests her chin on his chest. So what now? Ethan thinks. We check out at noon. And after that? We find a little beach cafe. You get waffles, I get eggs. We sit by the water and talk about wedding colors and honeymoon plans and how we're going to tell your dad without him threatening me. Julia laughs. You know he likes you. He tolerates me. You proposed in a 5-star suite with rose petals and Paris tickets. He'll promote you to favorite human. Ethan smiles. So we start planning. She nods. We start living. Outside, the day begins. Soft waves, distant horns, the sound of morning. But inside, the room feels timeless. A cocoon of everything new and everything true. They kiss again, gentle and unhurried. Not as a promise but as a beginning already in motion. She looks up at him, eyes sparkling with mischief. So, when's the real honeymoon? Ethan smiles, that slow, knowing smile that makes her heart skip. Every day with you is one. She laughs softly, squeezing his hand. I could get used to that. He kisses her temple. Me too. Behind them, the suite glows warm with sunlight. But out here, wrapped in each other's arms, time feels suspended like they're exactly where they're meant to be.